confident President-elect Trump will do a good job. Power panel. Tiffany Smiley, founder of Endeavor PAC and former Republican Senate candidate from Washington State, and David Carlucci, former New York State Democratic Senator. Welcome to both of you. Tiffany, to you first. Obviously, there is a lot of momentum behind the president-elect as he heads towards Inauguration Day. So is there a lot of hope out there that he'll be able to follow through on some of these big promises to voters?
Absolutely. Look, Joe Biden cannot just whitewash the last 4 years. The American people felt the effects, and obviously there was a mandate vote that was sent down. There is hope. You know, Sandra, Joe Biden is leaving with one of the lowest approval ratings of any president in recent history. But I think it's also important to note that 78% of Americans actually feel that their children's lives will not be any better than theirs. That's why Donald Trump won. And I am excited. I think there is finally hope for this country that, you know, policy, Joe Biden was talking about policies. Good policy should make everyday Americans' lives better. And that's not what has happened over the last 4 years. You know, you look at gas prices are 30% higher. The average American has lost nearly $33,000 over the last 4 years. So there is great hope in the economy that President Trump will unleash American energy independence, put more money in Americans' pockets. And not only that, but give our children a future and a hope in this country that their lives will be better than ours.
David, I want to get you in here. There is a lot of talk about who will be the leader of the Democratic Party, especially over the next several years. Vice President Harris says she, for her part, is not going anywhere.
I'm not going to go through the laundry list of all of our accomplishments. We know what they are. As you all know me, because we have spent long hours, long days, and months and years together, it is not my nature to go quietly into the night. So don't worry about that.
All right, so she says she's not going anywhere, David, but Harris isn't overwhelmingly viewed as the leader of the Democratic Party. New polling shows 29% of voters say they don't know who the party leader is, and 19% say nobody. Just 10% of voters said it was Kamala Harris. So what say you, David?
Yeah, I think, look, the polling is right. It's not clear who the leader of the Democratic Party is, as was the case 4 years ago when Donald Trump was leaving the White House. When the party is not in the White House, that becomes a question that's open to interpretation. Is it the head of the DNC? Is it the leader in Congress, the highest ranking person? I don't think so. I think it's a multitude of characters that make up that mantle of what is the Democratic Party. And I think now in this climate, you have new, fresh faces that are arising on the scene.
All right, give us one. Give us one.
Will take up the mantle. Well, I mean, Kamala Harris, obviously, being the vice president, being the Democratic candidate, will have what she says. I think people will pay close attention to and will definitely be seen as a leader moving forward.
All right. We'll take that. Meanwhile, Democratic strategist James Carville criticized Senator John Fetterman for clashing with his fellow Democrats and meeting with President-elect Trump. How dare he?
But it was a current state of his health. He's like, I'm just going to do everything I can to get as much publicity I can and run this thing as hard as I can to my terms up in 2026. That's what I think. I think the guy's like, he's just desperate to get
Is he up in 26? I thought it was 28. Maybe.
It was 22 and 6. It is 28. I'm sorry.
Gee, I mean, you'd think that there would be some Democrats out there, Tiffany, saying that Fetterman's showing them the way.
Look, it shows the Democrats clearly.
Go ahead, Tiffany.
Yeah, Democrats clearly have not learned their lesson. If they were smart, they would be rallying behind Fetterman. Fetterman knows that President Trump won Pennsylvania. He knows that the American people are ready for policy, good policy to affect their daily lives, and he's willing to get to work with Republicans. Democrats should follow his lead, actually, if they want to win anytime in the future. Right. But as it stands, I applaud Fetterman. I think he is showing our country the path forward.
Let me give David 10 seconds on that.
Well, I mean, is James Carville talking about himself, or is he talking about Fetterman? Talking about he only wants publicity? I think that's nonsense. I think Fetterman is doing the right thing to meet with the incoming president, reach across the aisle. Right. We need more Democrats to do the same.
Well, I was surprised his name didn't come up when I just asked you. Who are some of those fresh-faced leaders?
All right,
thank you so much, David. Tiffany, David, thank you. We'll chat again soon. All right, quick update, by the way, on Monday's inauguration. Fox News just confirming that the swear